Good morning, students.
No.
In one of the earlier lectures, we had done total quality management, that is TQM. Today, we'll be doing the other important part, that is TPM, total productive maintenance, not management, it is maintenance. So, TPM is basically what? Many times we feel that when we are doing the segregation of activities into value-added and non-value-added activities, we feel that maintenance is not a value addition to the business and it is not a profitable activity. Therefore, it can be done away with, or it is not important, it is not significant. So, we are trying to stress upon this particular aspect of business, whether maintenance is important, is value-added activity, is profitable activity, or it is not profitable activity. Okay. So, when we are talking about maintenance, we find that many of the people are of the opinion that maintenance is required, but it does not lead to any profit. However, in reality, it actually affects profit. Maintenance affects profit. How? If the maintenance is not done on a regular basis, then the profits will be affected because production will be affected. Since production is affected, since your production may slow down or it may stop because of non-maintenance, breakdown takes place, then of course my profitability is going to be affected. If my maintenance is not done and the machines give out defective products, then obviously my profit is affected. So profit is affected by maintenance. So if you don't maintain the assets in good health, then profits are going to be affected. So we have to understand that from the modern management point of view, cost management point of view, we have to understand that maintenance is as important an activity as any other activity in the production process. Okay, so because this particular aspect, that is modern cost management, is always dealing with producing more, reducing cost, and increasing profit. At the same time, improving quality. So quality, when we are focusing upon maintenance, is the prime factor that should be considered. Okay. So what are the objectives of total productive maintenance? Productive maintenance. So maintenance should be productive. It should be resulting positive results. It should be giving us positive benefits, and it should be resulting in increase in production, better quality, reduction in cost. So what are the objectives of TPM? Avoid the wastage in a quickly changing economic environment. Cut down the wastages, cut down the defectives. Producing goods without reducing product quality. That means the quality should not be affected. Reduce the cost. Reduction of cost is the objective of cost management, cost accounting. Produce a low batch quantity at the earliest possible time. So you should be able to give out the output within the least possible time available, and send only non-defective goods to the customer. Okay, so these are the objectives of total productive maintenance. Now, types of maintenance. There are two types of maintenance that we normally. One is called as breakdown maintenance, and the other is called as preventive maintenance. Now, breakdown maintenance and preventive maintenance, what is the difference? A simple example I will give you of something that you do in normal practical life. Let us say you are having a two-wheeler. Your parents present you a two-wheeler, and you are using the two-wheeler to go to college, to go to classes, to go to office. Now, when the bike is new, when the two-wheeler is new, you are enjoying the ride, and you use the two-wheeler continuously, non-stop for 365 days a year, without giving it for servicing also, right? You are concerned only whether petrol is not there. Then only you are concerned. You will go to the petrol pump and fill petrol and come. Otherwise, how the bike is there, whether the bike is in good shape or not. Initial 1 month, you will be taking care to personally clean the bike. Early morning, you will get up and clean the bike also. But after that, everything is lost. The bike will be in bad condition. The bike will have all dirt and mud on it. But you will continue riding the bike because you are not concerned now. You know that bike is going to give you the, whatever you require, the speed and whatever it is. And you are not concerned about the bike. As long as it takes you to your destination, you are happy. But 1 month you did the personal cleaning of the bike. After that, there is no maintenance. There is no service. So you wait for, you say that bike is new, so I can work for it 365 days a year. And suddenly in the second year also, you are trying to use the bike without giving it for servicing, and suddenly there is a breakdown. When you are going to your office, you are going for articleship, you find that suddenly on the way, or from your office to your client's place on the way, the bike stops. And there is a problem. Then you realize that, 1 year has passed. I have not done any servicing of the bike. Now the bike has broken down and it has stopped working. So you take it to the mechanic afterwards. That means after there is a breakdown, you take it for repairs. It is for repairs. It is not for maintenance. So you don't maintain the bike for entire year. And then when there is a breakdown, then only you realize that bike needs attention and you take it to the mechanic. That is called breakdown maintenance. On the other hand, preventive maintenance means what? Preventive maintenance means come what may, whether there is a breakdown or not. As per the instructions given on the bike, let us say that instructions are given that after every 1,000 kilometers, you have to change the oil, you have to give it for servicing. So if you are doing that on a regular basis, then you are doing preventive maintenance. You are preventing the breakdown of the bike as far as possible. Okay, so that is preventive maintenance. Every 6 months you go for servicing of the bike. That is preventive maintenance, and the bike will give you service continuously, non-stop, without any breakdown. So you are taking care before anything happens. You are taking care and ensuring that there is proper maintenance of the machine. Same is the case with our body also. Our body is also like a machine only. What we do, we have whatever food we feel like, junk food, whatever is available on the roadside. We have noodles, we have this, we have that, and we are continuously ignoring maintenance of our body. When do we go to doctor? When we fall sick. When we fall sick means what? When our body breaks down. It says that no, I cannot take this food anymore. You are giving me junk food and your body stops working and it pulls you down. So then you get fever, then you get body aches, then you get headaches, all your stomach aches and all those things happen. So that is because you have not maintained your body in good condition. Maintenance doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym and do the push-ups and all that. Maintenance means that eating good food, taking care of the body, drinking water, because water is an essential part of the body. So doing all those things which require to maintain your body in good condition, that is very much essential. So I can proudly say that for the last 35 years of my teaching, very rarely I have cancelled a lecture because of my sickness. It is very rare. So that also I inform in advance that lecture will be cancelled. It is not happening that lecture is there and I have not gone for the lecture and then they come to know that I'm not coming. So that is maintenance, because I know that how important my body is for my profession. So everybody, if they maintain their body, preventive maintenance is done by taking necessary care of the body, then you will not fall sick. But falling sick is essential. That's what the doctors say. At least once in a year, you have to fall sick so that your immunity system develops. Once in a year, not frequently. So that also with common cold, fever, that's okay. That's fine. Once in a year, you are falling sick, you are having cough and cold. That's fine. But constantly falling sick because you are having outside food, you are having junk food, that means that you are not maintaining the body in good condition. So preventive maintenance is having good food. Many times, we feel that, okay, if I have from this particular dhaba here or a joint, what we call it, it is cheaper. If I go to a five-star hotel or if I go to a normal hotel also, the cost is more. For example, in Bangalore, idlis are available for 10 rupees a plate on the roadside. And if you go to a proper restaurant, not necessarily a five-star or a three-star or a two-star restaurant, a proper restaurant, it was costing around 30 rupees per plate. Now, I decide to save on that 20 rupees because 10 rupees I'm getting a plate on the roadside. But you do not know what is the hygiene maintained over there. You are saving 10, 20 rupees now, but that 20, 20, 20 go on adding up and you pay finally all that money to your doctor when he falls. So if you are not paying now, you are paying later on. Instead of paying for your health, you are paying for the doctor. The doctors are becoming richer because of your non-maintenance of body. So this is what happens. We try to save on something and it happens that we end up paying more than what we have saved. That doesn't make logic. So that is why we normally say that eat good food, eat from a hygienic place, maintain that condition, that health condition, all this. So it is very important to do preventive maintenance, whether it is body or machine. Preventive maintenance. We always say, prevention is better than cure. That is the reason. It is better to take preventive action rather than having a breakdown and then taking action. So breakdowns are of two types. Maintenance are of two types. One is breakdown maintenance, that when your machine breaks down, stops working, then you go for repairs and maintenance. And the other one is preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance, before anything happens, systematically, every time you are going and servicing your machine, getting your machine serviced once every month. All large companies, most of the large companies, they do servicing at least once a month. There are companies which are doing frequently once a week also. So every Saturdays or every Sundays, they take it for maintenance. If not once a month, so they do compulsory maintenance of all their machines. So it is necessary that you keep the machines in good condition. If you go to Bombay, local trains are the life of Bombay. So in Bombay, every week, every Sunday, they maintain the tracks and they maintain the trains, the wires. So because that is the lifeline of Bombay. If that stops, that means Bombay will come to a standstill. So they have to maintain that on a regular basis. So weekly, every week, without fail, religiously, they conduct the maintenance of all the railway lines, all the railway tracks. So that is essential. Preventive maintenance. Okay. Preventive maintenance we can have of two types: periodic maintenance, that is time-based, and predictive maintenance. Periodic maintenance, that means you are inspecting on a monthly basis, as I told you. Monthly basis, you are inspecting and you are doing the servicing of the machines in your factory on a periodic basis, come what may, irrespective of whether there is a breakdown or not. The servicing is done on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a fortnightly basis. So that is done. So that is on a periodic basis. Second is predictive maintenance. Predictive, when you know that certain machines use ball bearings. So those ball bearings wear out in time. So you may have a prediction that these ball bearings which are being used, or these nuts and bolts which are being used in the machines, they may last for a particular period of time. So prediction, you are having a prediction that this is going to last for only for 3 months. So you replace those ball bearings as soon as 3 months are over, irrespective of whether they have worn out or not, because you want to do preventive maintenance. Certain nuts and bolts, they get worn out over a period of time. So they need to be replaced. So don't wait for the breakdown. You know the life of that particular asset. So as soon as you feel that life is over, then go and replace it. So that is necessary for efficiency. Many times what happens, even our laptops which are there, which I have experienced because I'm having now so many laptops over a period of time. Laptops batteries, they have a particular period of time. That means 2.5 years, 3 years maximum. That is the lifetime of a battery of a laptop. Now, beyond that, if you are working, sometimes it may give you service depending upon how much usage you are having of the laptop. But if you are frequently using the laptop, it will not be lasting for more than 3 years, continuously using the laptop. The present generation laptops. The older generation laptops, they used to last for one of my Lenovo laptops, the battery was lasted for nearly about 7 to 8 years. That is a miracle. But normally what happens is in the present generation laptops which are there, the batteries last for not more than 2.5 to 3 years. And after that, you can see that the backup power is not there. So immediately, as soon as you charge the laptop, there is a discharge. So when that happens, immediately replace the battery, because if you don't replace the battery, your laptop will be damaged. So ensure that batteries are replaced on time. That is preventive maintenance of your laptop. So like these things are there which you need to take care of for all machines. So you may predict that this particular part is going to last only for this much period of time. So when the time is over, irrespective of whether it has worn out or not, replace it. No? Even in your two-wheelers, there are sometimes ball bearings which are being used. So they get worn out easily over a period of 3 to 6 months. So that is why servicing is required. So as of now, you can see that you must have seen when I used to come to classes also sometimes by car, by Maruti Suzuki is there. Maruti Suzuki, that old what is called as the only type of car, we call it as Eco. The new model was Eco model. So that model I had purchased in 2010. Now it is exactly 12 years. This August it will be around 12 years. In August or September. Till now it is in perfect condition, and that car has traveled different places. It has gone from Bombay to Surat to Gujarat to Rajasthan. It has come down to Udupi. It has come down to Bangalore. Now it is in Hyderabad. So it has traveled so much. My two-wheeler purchased in 2012, Hero Honda Splendor. Even today, the mileage is 50 kilometers to the liter. I was just checking it last week. 50 kilometers to the liter. 1 liter of petrol, it will last for 50 kilometers. That is the efficiency of the bike. Why? Because every 6 months I go and do the servicing of that. My car also, my two-wheeler also. So it is maintained in perfect condition. Whenever I go in Bangalore, I used to go to a petrol pump near the cabs classes. And there, the petrol pump owner, whenever he used to see my bike and he used to come to fill the petrol, he used to ask me, "Sir, are you selling it?" I said, "Why?" "Sir, it is in perfect condition." I told him, "It is 10 years now, 8 years now. Chalega sir, lekin bike ka condition to dekho. It is in very good condition." So I asked him how much. One day I asked him, "How much are you willing to pay?" He said, "You said." I said, "I purchased it for 65,000. How much are you willing to pay?" He said, "Anything around 40,000 I'll pay." 8 years old bike. When I was in Bangalore, it was 8 years old. 60,000 of purchase price. He is willing to pay 40,000. Why? Because bike is maintained in such condition. My Maruti Eco, it is now 12 years. Purchased long back, 12 years back. At that time, the cost was something around 4.5 lakhs. Now I'm still getting around 2.75 lakhs, 3 lakhs for that. Book value is less than that. Book value is hardly about 90,000. Why it is getting that? Because maintenance has been kept that way. It is in perfect condition. Whosoever is the driver tells me, "Sir, gaadi makhan ki tarah chal rahi hai." That is like, it is working like a butter. So it is that maintenance. It is preventive maintenance. Never there has been a breakdown, touch wood, up till now, of neither my two-wheeler nor my four-wheeler. That is preventive maintenance. So you incur a cost, but that cost is good for you because there is no breakdowns anywhere. Because sometimes I travel long distances. Bangalore, Hyderabad, I used to travel by car only. Many times I've come and gone. Come to Hyderabad, return back to Bangalore. That time also it was Maruti Eco. Bombay, Pune, I used to drive. And I had a mad driver at that time. A Bombay, Pune driver used to drive Bombay, Pune 180 kilometers. He used to drive my Maruti Eco at 120 speed. वो डब्बा जो है ना मारुति इको का 120 के स्पीड पे भगाता था. And you can imagine that dabba driving at 120 speed, it used to shake like this because the speed was so much. He used to drive reverse at the speed of 60 kilometers. That is the beauty of my driver. I used to have my heart in my mouth. Reverse may 60 kilometers per hour he used to drive. So that also has been absorbed. That particular shock also has been absorbed by my car, but still it is in working condition. So how you maintain the car, that is very important. Sometimes, yes, major repairs, it has come to like I had to replace the brake liner. Otherwise, other than that, nothing was there. Nothing was replaced. But maintenance in good condition. Now, I heard the sad news that Maruti is going to stop producing and manufacturing eco cars. That was the recent news that came. So I don't know whether the spare parts will be available. I'm thinking of going in for a new car now. But that emotional attachment is there. So I don't know how long it will take me to dispose of that car or think of disposing that car. Because still today, it has not given any problem. So preventive maintenance if you are doing, periodic maintenance if you are doing, predictive maintenance if you are doing, the machines will be in good condition. That is the importance of lean management. You don't want any breakups. You don't want any stoppage in production. You want that production should continue continuously without any breakages, without any stoppages, without any defectives coming out. So for that purpose, we have to maintain the preventive maintenance. Now, 8 pillars of ppm. That is what questions will be based on. So let us come to the 8 pillars of ppm. The summary of the 8 pillars has been given at the top. We are having autonomous maintenance, planned maintenance, quality integration, focused improvement, early equipment maintenance, training and education, safety, health, environment, and ppm in administration. So now let us look at all those 8 pillars individually and see what those 8 pillars are made up of. Because questions, short questions of 4 to 6 marks are asked on this particular part, ppm. So the first pillar, let us take one each while separately. Autonomous maintenance. What does it mean? Autonomous means you are given the liberty of doing the maintenance yourself, whoever is the machine operator. The machine operator has got the responsibility of maintaining the machine in good condition. So company will not take the responsibility. The production manager is not going to take the responsibility. The machine operator himself has been given the responsibility that whenever he feels that the machine needs to be maintained, he has to maintain it. He has to call for the necessary requirements. So what is autonomous maintenance? It places responsibility for routine maintenance, such as cleaning, lubricating, and inspection in the hands of the operators, machine operators. How does it help? Gives the operators greater ownership of their equipment. So when I was in Bangalore, I used to tell my driver, even in Udupi, the driver was told that treat this like your car. So whenever you feel petrol is less, you go and fill. Don't wait for me to tell you that you have to fill petrol. Whenever you feel that the car requires maintenance, give it for maintenance. Tell me in advance that car is going for maintenance tomorrow. So he was given the responsibility of taking care of the car so that I don't have to check it every now and then. So I had given the driver full responsibility that this is your car, you are driving, your safety is also equally important. So maintain the car in good condition. So like that in a company, machine operator is given the independence that he has to maintain the cleanliness of the machine, lubricate and keep the machine in working condition, oil the machine, keep the machine in working condition. Sometimes grease is required to be used for the machines, for the smooth function. So do it. So it is individual responsibility. So operator feels that this is my car or my machine. Okay. Second, increases operators' knowledge of their equipment. Operator comes to know of their equipment. Now, two-wheelers, I can't have a driver for my two-wheeler. Two-wheeler, I will drive myself. So I myself should know what are the requirements of my two-wheeler. So sometimes I used to go to the mechanic and tell him to buy oil change. It has been a long time since we have changed the oil. So change the oil at that time. So whatever I feel like, for my two-wheeler, I have become the best mechanic now because I know exactly where what things are going. So if my two-wheeler stops in between, suddenly I go to the mechanic, I tell him that this is the problem, rectify that problem. Two-wheeler was not starting, pandemic two-wheeler was not starting. So mechanic told me, sir, because you have kept the two-wheeler like that for a long period of time, it is not starting. I told him, no, change the starter plug, the plug of that two-wheeler, the spark plug. He said, no, sir, spark plug is okay, but because you have kept the machine unused for a long period of time, it is happening. So I said that first do one thing, change the spark plug, then we will discuss. Immediately on changing the spark plug, bike started. So it is not because that machine was kept unused for a long period of time. My spark plug had conked off. I knew for sure. So you get an instinct that this particular thing has gone wrong. So you go and tell the machine operator, will tell the production manager this particular part has to be replaced. That's it. So you get an insight into your machine. So even if you are having a two-wheeler, you will be the best person to judge what has gone wrong, because over a period of time, you have done the servicing of that. Sometimes you stand next to the mechanic to see what he does. So you come to know about the parts, you come to know about what things have changed. Ball bearings are changed, the oil is changed, how it is changed, when it is to be changed. So all these things you learn over a period of time when it is your machine. So the operator gets an idea, ensures that equipment is well cleaned and lubricated, identifies the emergent issues before they become failures, frees the maintenance personnel for higher level tasks. That is your autonomous maintenance. Second is planned maintenance. As I said, periodic maintenance, if you are doing, you are scheduling the maintenance every 3 months, every 6 months, or every month, or every fortnight. So that is a scheduled maintenance. So scheduled maintenance tasks based on predicted and or measured failure rates. Significantly reduces the instance of unplanned stop time, enables most maintenance to be planned for times when equipment is not scheduled for production. So you know that last Saturday of the month, your all the workers, or second Saturday of the month, the workers are going on leave. You have a planned holiday on that day. Every second Saturday of the month, you are having a planned holiday. So you can plan it during that time. The entire machinery scheduling of maintenance can be done at that particular point of time, right? So you are not stopping production for the purpose of maintenance. Reduces the inventory through better control of wear-prone and failure-prone parts. Then you have quality maintenance. Quality maintenance is design error detection. That means if your machines are having any technical problems, that is design errors are there. And prevention into production processes. Apply the root cause analysis to eliminate the recurring sources of quality defects. You find that machine is working in perfect condition, but products are coming out defective. So which part of the machine needs to be serviced? So that particular part needs to be serviced. So quality maintenance, because your products are coming out defective. Specifically targets quality issues with improvement projects focused on removing the root source of defects, reduces the number of defects and reduces the cost by early detection. Then focused improvement. Have a small group of employees work together proactively to achieve regular incremental improvements in equipment operation. What is the benefit of that? Recurring problems are identified and resolved by cross-functional teams, combines the collective talents of company to create an engine for continuous growth. Then we have early equipment management. Directs practical knowledge and understanding of manufacturing equipment gained through PPM towards improving the design of the new equipment. So when you purchase a new equipment, what all things you need to maintain over there with the new machine? Early equipment management. New equipment reaches the planned performance levels much faster due to fewer startup issues. Maintenance is simpler and more robust due to practical review and employee involvement prior to installation. Then training and education of employees as to they should have knowledge of their machine. So you can conduct workshops for them, right? On Sundays, you can call them and ask and tell them that what is the machine made up of, what are the different parts of the machine, what requires maintenance, what requires replacement. So training and education of the operators. Then safety, health and environment. Health and environment. So safety of the workers. Certain machines, if they break down, it may harm the workers also. So you have to tell them about the safety requirements, precautions that they should take. Health requirements. Sometimes machines give out a lot of radiation of heat. Is there. So how to take care of their health? Okay. In pharma industries, you need to cover your head with a gear, with a plastic cap that they give you, so that your hair is not affected. Sometimes because of the pharmaceutical reactions, chemical reactions, there is loss of hair. So all that, the health environment around the machines that has to be told to the workers. Okay. And then TPM in administration. Apply TPM techniques to administrative functions. And this will extend the benefits beyond the plant flow by addressing waste in administrative functions. That means administrative functions also, a lot of functions are there which are not necessary, which are resulting in higher cost. So as I said, non-value added activities in the administration can be eliminated by implementing TPM in administration also. Okay, so that is as far as TPM is concerned. One small question is you can expect in the examination. Then introduction to OEE, new concept. Overall equipment effectiveness. OEE is overall equipment effectiveness. It is a measure. It is a measure that identifies the planned percentage of production time that is actually productive. That means your machine may be working continuously, but actively productive, how many hours? Your machine is working continuously since the time you enter the factory till the time you leave the factory. So for 8 hours or 9 hours, you can say machine is working. But 9 hours of working, how many hours are actually used by the machine for productive purpose? So it may be working only for 6 hours, giving you the production. Maybe that the machine requires to be heated up before you start production. So when you come to the factory, you start the machine, it will take half an hour or 1 hour to heat up to actually develop the momentum for production. So we can't say that the machine is working for 8 and 9 hours. We have to say that it is working for less than. So how many hours the machine is actually working? Okay, so that is tracked with the help of OEE. It was developed to support the TPM activities by accurately tracking the progress towards achieving perfect production. An OEE score of 100% is perfect production. If it is the score is 85%, it is world class for discrete manufacturers, individual manufacturers. And if it is 60%, then it is for it is fairly typical. We call it as fairly typical. And OEE score of 40% is not uncommon, but it will definitely indicate that maintenance is not there, efficiency is not there, it is low, and you need to increase that efficiency. Okay, so calculation of that is important. The OEE consists of 3 underlying components, each of which maps to one of the TPM goals set out at the beginning of this topic, and each of which takes into account a different type of productivity loss. Now, what is the meaning of this? You can ensure that this particular thing is going to be used for interpretation sometimes. How to calculate OEE? Because when you're calculating OEE, there are certain ratios that you need to calculate. So I'll just give an idea as to what are the ratios that are required to be calculated to arrive at this score. Because they are saying that there are 3 underlying components. Let us see what are those 3 underlying components. There's 3 underlying components. So the first one is the availability ratio. What is the first one? It is the availability ratio. So we'll have to calculate all these ratios. Availability ratio, how to calculate? Availability ratio is number of hours, machine hours available for production divided by total number of hours available of the machine. So let us say total number of hours available of the machine is 8 hours per day. But we are using only 6 hours per day. So it will be 6 upon 8, that is 75%. Okay. So availability ratio is the time actually used. The time actually used, taking into consideration all the the breakdowns or the holidays or the in between time. Suppose for lunch hour you are switching off the machine, then that particular time, then the time required for servicing the machine, you are not actually using the machine. So all these times you deduct an actual time used by the machine divided by total available time of the machine. That is your availability ratio. Okay, so it is actual time divided by available time. Available time into 100. This will give you availability ratio. Okay. Then second is performance ratio. Performance ratio. Performance ratio we have studied in InterCA when we were doing performance measurement with the help of that labor efficiency ratios were there. So we have done the formulas over there. What was the formula? Standard time upon actual time into 100, right? Efficiency ratio or performance ratio. Standard time upon actual time into 100. That is performance ratio. Third, we can have third ratio can be quality ratio. Simply put, I can do good parts manufactured upon total capacity into 100. But then suppose my total capacity to manufacture is something like 100 units. And I have actually manufactured only 80 good units. 80 good units. Then the quality ratio is 80%. Okay. So total capacity to manufacture, let us say 100 units. Good parts manufactured only 80 units. So 80 upon 100, 80% is the quality ratio. Now, how to calculate OEE? How to calculate OEE? You have to multiply availability ratio by performance ratio by quality ratio. That is the formula for OEE. So availability ratio into performance ratio into quality ratio. That will give you the measure of OEE. Done? Okay. So now let us take two questions on OEE and we'll see how to solve those two questions. Question number 7. Gold Coast company manufactures spare parts. It works in 2 shifts of 8 hours for 6 days in a week. Lunch break is 45 minutes and other miscellaneous breaks add up to 25 minutes. The following details are collected for the last 4 weeks by the TPM team for one of their important equipment. Hours for planned maintenance, planned preventive maintenance, 15 minutes per shift. For breakdown maintenance, they are going to take 6 hours total. Setup changes, 15 hours total. Power failure, 4 hours total. Standard cycle time per piece. The standard time to produce 1 unit is equal to 3 minutes. Number of parts produced per shift is 120. Parts accepted per shift is 150. Parts accepted per shift means these are the good units. Parts accepted means good units. Calculate the OEE. So we have to calculate the OEE from this particular details which are given to us. Okay. So let us start. First, we'll calculate total working shifts per week. Total working shifts per week. Now see, they are saying that it works in 2 shifts for 6 days a week. So total working shifts per week is 12, 2 into 6. Okay. So total working shifts per week is 2 into 6, 2 shifts into 6 days, 12 shifts per week. Total shifts per month, 12 shifts into 4 weeks. 48 shifts. Now we'll calculate. I want to calculate how many hours you have actually worked. Because for availability ratio, I require the available time. Now available time, I know it is 8 hours per day. Okay. Into, if I want to convert it into minutes, 8 hours per day into 60 minutes per hour. So 8 into 60, that is 480 minutes are there. Now I want to find out how many minutes have actually worked. So available time I know. I want to know available, the actual time that I have worked in minutes. Okay. So let us see loss of time per shift. Loss of time per shift. Let's start with breakdown maintenance. Per shift we are calculating. Breakdown maintenance. 6 hours total. 6 hours into 60 minutes per hour. We want in minutes. So 6 hours into 60 minutes per hour. 6 into 60. 360 minutes. Setup changes. Setup changes. 15 minutes into 15 hours into 60 minutes per hour. So that will give you 900 minutes. Power failure. Power failure. 4 hours total. This we have taken 4 hours total. So 4 into 60, 240 minutes. $1,500 minutes. Therefore, loss of time per shift is equal to 1,500 minutes total divided by 48 shifts are there. (31.25 minutes per shift. Okay, so because of breakdown, setup changes, power failure, we are losing 31.25 minutes per shift. But other than that, also we are having some loss of time per shift. So what is that? What other loss of time we are having? Lunch break is there. Yes. So we have lunch break of 45 minutes, miscellaneous breaks of 25 minutes, and anything else? Preventive maintenance, 15 minutes per shift. So because of breakdown, setup changes, power failure, we have already calculated. Now lunch break, miscellaneous break, preventive maintenance. We have to add these three to find out total loss of time. Add lunch break, (45 minutes), miscellaneous breaks 25 minutes, miscellaneous break 25 minutes, preventive maintenance break, (15 minutes). Total loss of time per shift. So actual hours worked is equal to available time. Available time is how much? 8 hours into 60 minutes per hour minus 116.25. That is 240 minutes minus 116.25. How much it is? Sorry, this is 480. So 480 minus 116.25. 363.75. Done. Now let us calculate the availability ratio. Actual hours worked upon available hours. Available hours is 480. So let us calculate availability ratio. Actual hours worked is 363.75 upon total hours available 480 into 100. 75.78%. %75.78%. Done. Now I want to calculate second ratio. Second ratio is performance ratio. Performance ratio is standard time upon actual time into 100. But I want standard time for actual production. Always remember, standard cost, standard time for actual production. So next I calculate standard time for actual production. Standard time is 3 minutes. Standard time is 3 minutes. Correct? That is standard time, 3 minutes. And actual time, standard time is 3 minutes. 3 minutes into how many units we are producing? Per shift 120. So standard time is 360. Correct? Standard time for actual production is 3 into 120. That is 360. Three into 120. That is 360 minutes. How much is the actual time? Actual time taken. You have just calculated, no? 363.75 minutes. Therefore, second ratio, performance ratio. Standard time upon actual time into 100. 360 by 363.75 into 100. %98.97%. Okay. Now for the third one, I require quality ratio, number of parts, good parts upon total number of parts. So quality ratio. Good parts accepted upon total parts manufactured into 100. How many good parts are there? Accepted 115. Actual is 120. So 115 by 120. 95.8. Now for OEE, availability ratio multiplied by performance ratio multiplied by quality ratio, all in decimals. 0.7578 into 0.9897 into 0.958. 0.7187 or 71.87%. Done. Okay, now we'll take up question number 8, and I will leave it to you to solve, and I have to get the answer from you. Let us see. RTP question of May 2018. SSK Pharma is producing medication products like pills, balms, etc., and can be called high volume based production environment. There are several different automated production machines located in the plant through which the production of medicines is accomplished and fulfilled. Plant operates in double shift a day, each consisting of 8 hours with 30 minutes lunch break and tea break of 15 minutes. So plant is operating in double shift. Each shift is of 8 hours and 30 minutes lunch break is there. Tea break is 15 minutes. Following data pertains to automated machine X78. Breakdown, repairs and startup time is 68 minutes. Standard cycle time is 2.5 minutes per tablet. Quality loss due to scrap, rework and rejection 50 tablets. Total quantity produced 280 tablets, and calculate OEE and comment. Calculate the OEE and tell me what is the value. So first start with calculation of loss of time per shift. Calculate the 3 ratios, multiply, tell me what is the value of OEE. Anybody has got the answer? This was it. Availability ratio, how much? This is Akhilesh, recording the answer.
Is it 83.54?
83.5, okay. That is availability ratio. Anything else you've got?
Yes, sir. Then performance ratio 174.56.
How much?
174.56.
174. Percentage we are giving.
Yes, sir.
No? 174 not possible. Yes, Satrika. Availability ratio.
So 83.54%.
Okay. And performance ratio.
I too got as 174.56%.
Quality ratio.
Quality ratio is 82.14%.
Yeah, but performance ratio is how much you are getting? Performance ratio.
Performance ratio for standard time for actual output.
Yes.
Is it like 2.5 minutes for the 280?
Standard time for actual output
So
is
280.
no. It is 350 minutes. Standard time for actual production. $280 is for 2 shifts.
$87.28.
Correct. 87.25. Loss of time per shift. Lunch break is there 30 minutes. Lunch break 30 minutes. Tea break 15 minutes. Then breakdown repairs is there. It is 68 for 2 shifts. So per shift it will be 34 minutes. Correct now? Per shift it will be 34 minutes. So 40, 70, 79 minutes you're getting total loss of time. Actual time taken is equal to 8 into 16 minus 79. That is 480 minus 79. Four not one. Availability ratio. Four not one divided by 480 into 100. 83.54%. A standard time for actual output. So total quantity produced is 280 tablets, which are there for both the shifts put together. Both the shifts put together, because I have underlined, you can see that double shift. So double shift means that both the shifts working together, I'm getting 280 tablets. They have given total quantity produced. They have not given quantity per shift. So 280 tablets are produced in the double shift. So per shift it is 140 tablets. Okay. And the standard time is 2.5 minutes per tablet. Fine. So working that out, I will be getting standard time for actual output. Standard time for actual output is equal to 240 divided by 2. Sorry, 280 divided by 2 into 2.5. So 140 into 2.5. That is going to be equal to 350 minutes. Performance ratio. Standard time upon actual time. So 350 divided by 401 into 100. 87.28%. Quality ratio. Good number of tablets accepted in production divided by total tablets manufactured. So what they have given is quality loss due to scrap, rework, and rejection is 50 tablets. Okay, this is the rejection. Scrap, rework, and rejection is 50 tablets. But 50 tablets total. 50 tablets total. So per shift it will be 25. And 280 tablets total. So per shift it is 140. So 140 minus 25. 140 minus 25. divided by 140 into 100. 82.14. If you have got the answer by some other method, it will be wrong. You have to calculate in this way only. And then you have calculation of OEE. Availability ratio into performance ratio into quality ratio. 0.8354. 0.8728. 0.8214. %59.89%. %59.89%. What comment we can get? Let us see. We'll go back to the ratios that are given to us. Standard ratios given. And what is their interpretation? %59.89%. That is around 60%, you can say. Fairly typical. But it is less than world class. Okay. 85% is a world class for discrete manufacturers. You should try to achieve that 85%. 100% though not possible, because perfect production very rarely. In fact, there are no companies which are giving you 100% OEE. So something in the range of 85% should be there. If it is not, then that means it is not world class. That means there is less productivity and less utility of machines. Therefore, you need to do more. You need to do more. So need to do what? Maybe autonomous maintenance, maybe preventive maintenance. Okay, and maybe there is a setup time here, startup time, breakdown, repairs, etc. 68 minutes. Maybe you have to reduce that. The 68 minutes means practically 1 hour per shift you are losing. So that is not possible. Okay. So every shift you are going to have some breakdown, every shift you are going to have some startup time. It is not acceptable. So we need to work on that. Quality loss due to scrap, rework and rejection, we have to reduce that also. So preventive maintenance has to be done. Because of quality loss, we cannot afford to have more losses. Okay. So indirectly, all the ratios have to be improved upon. So write down with the OEE, below that, right? With the OEE of SSK Pharma being less than 85%, being less than 85%, which is for world-class performance, which is for world-class performance, comma, the company is advised to improve. The company is advised to improve all its ratios by collecting information related to by collecting information related to downtime, and losses on machines. Downtime. Downtime means the time that is required for breakdown and all these things. Downtime and losses on machines. The company should undertake. The company should undertake autonomous maintenance, preventive maintenance, and reduction in setup time. Setup time, you are having nearly 15 hours total. That is for 2 shifts put together, 15 hours. That is not advisable. So that has to be brought down. Reduction in setup time. Okay. So this is the comment that you will write. So normally they will ask you to calculate the OEE and they will ask you to interpret the OEE that you have calculated. Okay. So this type of question are asked in the examination. It carries about 6 to 8 marks in the exam. So it's a very simple question, but calculations of 3 ratios are important. Your availability ratio, your performance ratio, and quality ratio. And then you multiply all the 3, calculate the OEE ratio, and then comment upon it. So this question, that is question based on OEE, has been asked frequently for 6 to 8 marks in your paper. Fine. We'll stop here for today. Your next lecture will be on Friday, same time, 7 to 8:30. Friday, 7 to 8:30. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you.